Hey folks, I have your latest home prices and insights for the City of Toronto for week ending November 3rd. I'm going to get into that in just a minute. I want to bring your attention to something else though. You know, real estate, there's so many factors that affect home prices. Evergrande in China, people have been talking about that in the news. How's it going to affect our real estate market here? We just heard interest rates are going to be going up 4, 5, 6 times next year and the year after that. I don't know if anyone's really surprised that interest rates are going up. You shouldn't be, but how's it affecting prices here? And everybody's got something to say. Our economy, how's inflation going to affect real estate prices? Please, government, do something to affect, to change prices, make it more affordable. Everybody's got something to say. City of Toronto, I just read it in the news, are looking to pass a bill where the builders have to build more affordable housing into their projects. Not sure how that's going to all of a sudden bring prices down for a lot of people, but there should be some more affordable homes out there. Let's see if they could work it out. But here's, in my opinion, how things really boil down. They boil down to all these factors are important, but they boil down to how do they affect supply and demand. So if it's harder for people to, for example, qualify for mortgages, that's going to affect demand. If all of a sudden builders build triple the amount of homes that they put out on the market every year, that's going to affect supply. So all these factors are important, but it really boils down to supply and demand. And I've got 2 charts here that are going to help me illustrate that. So here's average sold price. This is just for the City of Toronto for detached properties only. And I'm going back to the year 2000. So average sold price has shot up quite a bit. We've seen a little bit of dip here. This is in 2017 and 2018 when we introduced, the provincial government introduced market calming conditions to help bring prices down, and the stress test was introduced January 1st, 2018. And it worked for a little bit, and then average sold price shot up again. So the top one here, average sold price of 1.7 million. That's for this year. We still got 2 months left, so we don't know the final average sold price yet, but safe to say it's going to be way up there, probably sitting around where it is now. So average sold price has shot way up. Not too many people, I guess, had a problem down here where average sold price is going up 3, 4, 5, 6%. However, back then, if we were, going back in time, lots of people had a problem. You were hearing reports over here, if you've not bought now and you're not in the market, you're priced out. Well, every year we hear the same story. But there is no doubt there's a major concern with prices going up as fast and as much as they are going up. Well, let me show you a different chart. These are listings, again, only for detached properties in the City of Toronto, and we're starting from the year 2000. But in 2003 to 2008, we're listing 24,000 detached properties a year. Now, I know as a fact our population since the year 2000 has grown. And I know for a fact there are more addresses on the market since the year 2000. Some of you are watching this in a subdivision that didn't exist in the early 2000s. So there's more properties out there and more people. But look what happened after 2008. Listings have come way down. And if we look in the last 3, 4, 5 years, listings are down 7, 8, 6,000 less than what we were listing before. Well, this is where our problem is. We've got more demand with more population, but over the last 10 or so years, 10 to 12 years, yearly listings have come down. So this problem has been compounded and compounded and compounded where we just don't have the supply. The properties are there. What I'm getting at is we don't have the listings. Less and less people are putting, but in the thousands, less and less people are putting their homes on the market. Yet demand has been increasing and increasing and increasing. That's the problem. I don't know what the solution is, but that's the problem. And if you can help out in the comments below, You tell me what you think we should do. Should we increase supply? If so, how? What about demand? Should we lower demand? Because, you know, we increase one, lower the other one, that'll have an effect on prices. So in a comment below, let me know what you think is the solution. And all these other things, interest rates, economy, they're important, but it's what their effect is on supply and demand that is, you know, the real thing to be focused on. Let's get into the numbers. So here we have City of Toronto detached properties for week ending November the 3rd. Sales came down a little bit to 227, but it's still high. Anything higher, I guess, than 200 is kind of in the realm of where we've been the last few weeks. 58 of those were sold at $2 million or more, and average sold price is sitting at $1.799 million. So let's say $1.8 million is the average sold price. It's way up there, and since the middle of the summer has been going up aggressively. Now, keep in mind, this is for all the City of Toronto, and some neighborhoods have gone up a little bit. Some neighborhoods are starting to come down or even out and come down. Some neighborhoods are still flying to the moon, so to speak. So if you have, the beauty about what I'm doing here is that I am available. If you want to talk and talk to me about your neighborhood and ask me specific questions that you need some help with, in the description to this video below, there's a link to my calendar. Just book a time. I'm happy to chat with you, see whatever's on your mind related to real estate. We talk about your neighborhood and what's going on there. That average sold price of 1.8 is 21% higher than last year's average sold price. Of the 227 that were sold, 75% sold at list price or more. The market's very competitive still. Here's, you know, we're listing way less than what we listed last year, and months of inventory is sitting at 0.8, with 13 being the average days on market. So the Toronto detached market, no surprise, nothing has changed, very tight. When we break Toronto down between East, West, and Central, prices are very different. Central is way up here. Average price is close to 2.6. East and West, average sold price, well, for all three has come down a little bit, but East and West are pretty close, a little over 1.4 million. And if we look at kind of zero in, so for the West, 78% sold at list price or more, and months of inventory is sitting at 0.7. For Central, 63% sold at list price or more, and months of inventory sitting at 1.3. So it's a whole different feel, but the Central does have the lion's share of the high-end luxury market. And for the East, there's way more activity in the East than Central and the West side. The East is sitting at 0.5 months of inventory. Sold at list price or more is 84%. Highly competitive, East being East York and Scarborough area. If you're looking for a detached home in Brampton, you want to keep an eye on this one. It's located in the family-friendly neighborhood of Northwood Park. It's 4 bedrooms and over 2,100 square feet above grade. The lot is an impressive 40 feet wide and 131 feet deep. That's why you have a massive backyard with plenty of room to play in. I can't show you photos of the inside just yet because the home is getting ready to go on the market, but I can tell you the sellers prefer a long closing, so there could be an opportunity here for you if you need extra time. Call me for details. Taking a close look at semis here, average sold price has gone up to $1,346,000. sales are, they're down. We sold only 60 last week, and that's down quite a bit from where we were just a few weeks ago, where we hit 101. 77% of semis sold at list price or more. That's up 15% from where prices were a year ago, and months of inventory sitting at 0.7. A close look at townhouses. Prices have been taking a beating over the last couple of weeks. We're sitting now at 1,188,000. We sold 30 townhouses. Now, 1,188,000 is lower than we've seen in a long time. And so we'll monitor this obviously over the next few weeks to see if that was just a weekly thing or we're going to see it go back up. But 67% of those sold at list price or more. Months of inventory sitting at 0.6. Here's the condo market. We sold 374 condos, so sales have kind of still staying up there, just under 400. It's what we've seen over the last 2 months. 36 condos sold at $1 million or more. An average sold price is up slightly from the previous week to $735,000. $735 is higher than our yearly average so far, and average sold price has been going up for condos. $735 is 14% higher than where prices were this time last year. And 58% sold at list price or more. You know, I talk about the percentage because it tells me how competitive that market type is. Listings, you know, last year we were listing way more. The blue are what we were listing last year. We listed 664 last week. Months of inventory is sitting at 1.3, and average days on market is 17 for condos. Here's the summary of months of inventory. The reason I spend so much time focusing on months of inventory, it really tells me the relationship between supply and demand. How much inventory is out there based on the current rate that we're buying and how many are available for sale. Supply and demand. Again, everything really boils down to that, and that's how we're going to know kind of what's happening with prices. That's the report for this week. My name is Santo Sessa with RE/MAX Premier. Have a great day.